Welcome to Hey Dr. Sue. So people submit their sex questions to me anonymously, and once a week I post one question and one answer. Do you have a sex question you've always wanted answered? Go ahead and check out the description for information on how to submit it anonymously.
This week's question is fluids. I feel like no one talks about what a gross mess sex is at the end. We don't use condoms. My spouse and I are always rushing to contain the mess, which is a buzzkill. We try to lay a towel, but aiming to stay on it is also a buzzkill. Any recommendations for making finishing less gross? So I want to say thank you for submitting this question because this is not something we often talk about. Traditional sex ed usually focuses on safer sex, including condoms, which will help contain semen, though they do nothing to protect from female ejaculate getting everywhere. But then again, most traditional sex ed programs don't talk about female ejaculation. And most sex ed doesn't talk about fluid bonded couples who aren't using condoms and have no interest in doing so. But this post isn't about the limits of traditional sex ed programs, though it kind of is. It's about what to do with the fluids from sex. So outside of saliva, the natural fluids people have to deal with during sex depend on the bodies that are involved. If they're male bodies, then we're talking about semen. If they're female bodies, then we're talking about vaginal secretions from being wet and or fluid from squirting. The reason I said natural fluids is that some people use a lot of lube, and that can add to the feeling that there's a lot of fluids to clean up. Depending on what type of lube you're using, there may be issues of fabric being stained, and some lube isn't going to clean up so easily with just water. I'm going to focus less on lube cleanup in this one. If you have more questions about lube cleanup, though, please feel free to submit a question. The information on how to do that is in the description, and if I get a question on it, I'll do a post on that. Fluids are going to go one of two places, on and in bodies, and then on whatever you're sitting, standing, or lying on. For bodies, there may need to be some cleanup as it leaks out of butts and or vaginas. Having a towel nearby can help. Some people prefer baby wipes to towels. Towels and baby wipes can help with basic cleanup, though many people will then opt to go to the bathroom and do a more thorough cleanup. While all this can seem like a chore, you can also make it part of the aftercare experience. Cleaning each other while you do other things like talking or holding or like caressing can make it seem less like work and more like continued bonding after sex. For cleaning the space, that can be a bit more complicated. I know you said you lay a towel down, but that whole aiming thing is a buzzkill. Some people use waterproof mattress pads that can just be removed after sex. That might be easier since they cover more space than a towel. I have friends who tell me they have sex in one bedroom and then actually just sleep in another and do cleanup of the space the next day. That might be an option, but that kind of assumes you have that kind of extra space, and I know not everyone does. I know this may sound a bit simple, but can you look at the fluids as less of a gross thing and more of a sign that sex was really good? I've worked with women who squirt, whose partners are really turned off by the fluid going everywhere. And the partners were basically trying to shame these women for their body doing what it did because it was so turned on. So some of the women just told the men, deal with it. And if you don't like the fluid, they could just not have sex anymore. And I gotta be honest, no partner chose that option. Some women weren't so comfortable saying that, and then they became so worried about their fluids during sex that they said that sex became less enjoyable. And that's not what I want to see happen for anyone. And that's my fear when you talk about all this being a buzzkill. So, try reframing how you see cleanup. Maybe use a waterproof mattress pad. Also have some more options on hand like additional towels or baby wipes to do some quick cleanup. And if none of those work, let me know and we can talk about some other options. Until next time, be safe and have fun.
Did you like that video? If so, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. That way you'll know when new videos come out. Also check out the description to find out how to find me on Instagram, Medium, and Threads. And make sure to check the description for links where you can submit your own sex question.